Hello folks, it's Norm the teacher again, and I want to do another video to teach you something, but in particular I want to teach kids something today. It saddens me, of course, every time I hear about some kid that accidentally gets shot by a gun that they find in the home or wherever, and so I figured it's a pretty good idea to do a video to try to educate kids on guns and what they look like and what can happen when they play with them and how to distinguish them from toy guns. So this is for kids that might be named Cruz, Ivan, Dominic, Antonio, Frank, Doug, Brent, Larry, Jesse, or maybe Sarah, Karen, Sally, Jessica, Nora, Betty, Jamie, Teresa, okay? And all you kids that aren't named like that, I want you to listen to this too. You have to learn what a gun is so that if you find a gun, you have to tell your mom, your dad, or some grown-up, like maybe a teacher or a policeman, that you found the gun. Now, if you ever find a gun, do not ever touch it. Don't touch it, don't pick it up. Just remember where it is and then run away from it. And as soon as you get around a grown-up, tell that grown-up that you found a real gun, and that grown-up will help you take care of the problem. Now what I want to do is I want to show you some real guns and cartridges that they shoot so that you know a little bit about them and know how they work so that you can know how they will hurt you. Okay. These are what real guns look like. For example, you can have long guns like this right here. That's called a rifle. And grown-ups use those to hunt with and maybe shoot a deer or something like that. Now these guns here are designed to be held in just one hand, and so they're called handguns. And there's all kinds of different handguns, and they all look different. This is a handgun. It shoots this type of a cartridge. A cartridge is something you put in the gun that goes bang, and it can kill you. So you have to, that's why you don't want to touch the gun, so that you don't want to have it go bang and kill you. Here's another type of a gun, a handgun. And it shoots this type of a cartridge. And here's another type of a handgun. And it shoots this cartridge. Notice these cartridges are different sizes. They won't all look the same. Here's another handgun. And it shoots two different types of cartridges. Like this one and this one. This one has a whole bunch of BBs in it that will shoot you if you play with the gun. And here's a tiny little gun. But it's the same thing. Just because it's tiny doesn't mean it won't hurt you. And it shoots a cartridge like this one. But one thing that all guns have that are the same in all guns is they have a trigger. Something you put your finger on, and when you pull it back, that's when the gun shoots. And it goes bang. And that's when the gun can kill you. Now here's another one. Here's what the trigger looks like on this gun. Here's what the trigger looks like on this gun. Here's what the trigger looks like on this gun. And here's what the trigger looks like on this gun. And here's what the trigger looks like on this rifle. All guns will have some kind of a trigger. It's when you pull that trigger that the gun can kill you. Okay? Now, how does the gun kill you? In this cartridge, for example, well, better yet, let's look at this one here. In this cartridge, inside here, there's a bunch of gunpowder. Gunpowder is the same thing that makes fireworks and firecrackers go bang. Okay? This is filled with that gunpowder. And when it goes bang, it takes this part of the cartridge is called a bullet. This is what kills you. This bullet comes out real fast. It starts here, and it goes real fast out the barrel. See that barrel in the end there, how there's a hole? Okay, that bullet comes out real fast, and I mean super, super fast. Much faster than your mom and dad's car will go. If this hits you, you will die. Okay? So, the best way to not die when you find a gun is to remember where the gun is and run and tell your mom and dad's, and then they will have you show you where the gun is, and then they can take care of the gun so it won't hurt anybody. So you kids out there, again, remember what I said about the guns. If you find a gun, do not touch it. Do not pick it up. Just remember where you saw it and run and tell a grown-up. If you can find a gun anywhere. You might find it laying in the street. You might find it laying maybe on a bed in your house. You might find it at a friend's house. Let's say you're at a friend's house playing and you find a gun in a closet somewhere. Do not touch the gun. Do not pick up the gun. Tell a grown-up that you found a gun and show them where it is. Show the grown-up where it is. Okay? Now I want to show you a little bit more about the bullet and how it can really hurt you or kill you. Here's what happens. See the back of this right here? I'm filming on two cameras here, so I have to move things around. Okay, this part here in the middle, that's called a primer. Just about all of your cartridges will have those. When something hits that and makes a dinghy on it, or a dent, or a boo-boo on it, it makes some fire inside of it makes fire right here in this area. And then that makes all this powder that I told you about go bang, just like a firecracker. And then it makes a whole bunch of pressure in there, and that pushes the bullet out. Now the bullet is this part. Okay, so right here, this part. Again, filming with two cameras, folks, so I got to move things around. Okay, now, watch what happens when this goes bang. When that goes bang like a firecracker, this bullet comes out real fast like this. Real fast. Super fast. It goes out so fast that there's no way you can get out of its way. And when that bullet hits you, let's say that a bullet is being fired at me. When that bullet hits you, let's say in the head, like right here, it'll make a great big hole here. Great big hole. And you'll die from that. So, do not play with guns. Now, you have toy guns. A lot of you have toy guns. Here's a way to tell a toy gun from a real gun. A toy gun, a lot of times a toy gun is orange right here. But another way to tell is if the gun feels real heavy. If it feels real heavy, then it's a real gun. Even this little gun, because it's made of nothing but metal, there's no plastic in it, it feels heavy. If it feels heavy, then tell a grown-up that you found a real gun and tell them where it is. All right? And I want you to remember also that these rifles, these long guns are called rifles. They work the same way. There's a primer. If you hit that with something like a hammer or throw it on the ground, it can make this whole cartridge go bang, and it can hurt you just like a firecracker. So anyway, when that primer makes a fire right here, that fire makes the powder catch on fire, and it burns real fast, and it makes that bullet shoot out super, super fast. Much faster than your mom and dad's car. So kids, what did I just say about guns? How is a gun, how can you tell a real gun? It won't have an orange tip on the end of the barrel, and it'll feel real heavy. And what do you do when you find a gun? Tell me what you do when you find a real gun. I'll give you a few seconds here. Okay, I'll repeat it. When you find a real gun, remember where it is. Don't touch it or pick it up. Tell a grown-up that you found a real gun and show the grown-up where the gun is. That grown-up can be a teacher, your mom or dad. It can be a neighbor that you have. It can be a police officer, a policeman or a policewoman. Just about any grown-up. All right, so 12-minute video. Okay, kids. So right now, this video is mainly for you. And one additional thing for you grown-ups watching this, as the original author of this video, I of course have copyrights to it, but I want to publicly give anyone permission to publicly display this video, use it for instructional purposes in a classroom, in a school, in your home, wherever. I hereby state that you have permission from me to make copies of this file and publicly show it for instructional purposes to children or even grown-ups for that matter. So I'm going to sign off now. This is getting to be a long video. So goodbye.